You know, calling in spring turkeys really shouldn't be that hard of a deal. You're working with an animal that's got a brain about, big as your thumbnail. So it should be easy, and it is easy when everything's going right. That's just right before breeding, the peak of the breeding season, or right after the peak of the breeding season. Those times are really going to be receptive. A little bit before that and a little bit after that, it can be a lot harder. They're got chasing a hen on their mind. They just aren't always getting after it. And I was recently down in Kerr County at Camp Verde Ranch, and we found that everything was just a little bit ahead of time. And that put a little bit more challenge into it and made it a little bit harder for us. As a matter of fact, we found birds gobbling, we found birds strutting. We just, had to find a way to get to them. And the first afternoon, Mike Leggett, a good friend of mine, hunting partner out of Austin, he was first up. And he's a good caller with a mouth call, with a box call, does it all. So kind of let him get his shot at it first. What happened was we were driving down the road and spotted a gobbler out in the field strutting, had a hen with him. So we figured, hey, this one's good to go. We're fixing to go get him. Mike started with his yelp call, did his best getting them going. We knew the gobbler was just right around the corner. We just had to get him up our direction just a little bit. A little box call action. Here's one of those deals, their eyesight is so good and their hearing is so good. They can see 270 degrees. Like that. There's just one little small spot. There he is. See, there's one where he showed me 3. Ooh, that was kind of cool action there, huh? That's the most action of the whole thing. It can be frustrating when you think you've got them. You don't know what they hung up on. It could be that little bit of high grass was out in front of us. Something he didn't like, and that's kind of the way it works in this game from time to time. Okay, so the next morning, it was my turn. Mikey dropped me off at the same spot. As soon as he drove off, I yelped a couple of times thinking I was going to find that bird still in the same location. He wasn't there. I did hear another bird, a couple of 100 yards, maybe a half mile back down the road, so off I went trying to find him. This is my morning to kill. This sucker is talking. I'm good to go. I took off down the road. I thought he was in a food plot nearby. He wasn't. He was further down the road, but that's okay. It was a perfect setup because that food plot was covered by some woods. It gave me a chance to come down the road unseen. The problem was, well, I didn't know what a problem. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I knew he was out in that field strutting. I just didn't know if he was with a hen or whether he was by himself. So I quickly got over in some brush where I could see him come down the road, and I set up in the trees, had my gun up ready, and started doing some soft yelps to get him come my direction. It was a perfect setup. I had good cover. I could hear him. I let him gobble. For once in my life, I put down my call and just let him work, only using it occasionally with a soft yelp just to try to get him come my direction. Typically in the wild, it's the hen that goes to the tom. When you're hunting, you want the tom to come to you. So we played the little cat and mouse game for a while. So I called, he called, I called, he called. I finally realized for some reason he wasn't going to come around that corner. I thought he was hung up. I thought he was with a hen. He wanted me to come. So I had one option, and that was try to cut the distance between me and him. So best I could do was start sneaking down that road with that cover again, hope to make it to the edge, make him think I got a little bit closer, get him to make a fatal mistake that a turkey will sometimes make. That was what you call a major league screw up. Thought I had a big mature gobbler on the ground. Turned out he was still in the tree. So my efforts to call it in were ugly, at the best. So now I'm looking for another bird we saw a minute ago. Hopefully it's a mature bird. It was alone. Maybe it will gobble, and we'll try to call him in, see how that goes.